What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Ruxin Sports, where we are talking about week 14 in the NFL and predicting for week 15. So let's get right to it because last time I forgot to switch my screen. I'm not going to forget this time. This was an absolutely brutal week for picks. As you can see, 5 and 9, obviously not very good. We missed a ton. So we started off great, as always. I always get the first game right. The Lions, they didn't destroy the Cowboys. There's just a lot of points. The Cowboys just couldn't get a stop. There's not a lot to say besides the Cowboys didn't get a stop. As usual, the Lions needed this game, so did the Cowboys, so it was a really fun one to watch. But in the end, they needed one stop, and they never could get it, 44-30. Then we had Titans-Browns. I'm a Titans fan. It's a weird situation to be in, where it's like, okay, we won a game. This is great, but we don't really need to be winning right now. And I was hoping that if we won a game, like Cam Ward would have an awesome game. So it's like, okay, he can build on that. Like he threw for 300. He threw for like 100 and something yards. Like they won. He played good enough to win. But over on the other side, Shedeur has massive stats, 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, stuff like that. I would have felt better if the Titans pulled out a win that we don't really need for like draft status and stuff like that, if he maybe had a little bit better of a game. And honestly, if it weren't for the Browns coach just intentionally, the dude has got to be tanking, because how many times can you snap it to a position player and be like, oh, I can't believe it didn't work out? He did it a couple weeks ago where he snapped it to the tight end in the rain under center on their own side of the field on 4th down. Of course, he fumbles it. Then this time, first they go for 2 and Shedeur fumbles the snap. Then he's like, you know what? I'll fix that. How about we snap it to this running back or wide receiver? I don't even remember who got the ball. And he's going to forget to pitch the ball. How do you forget to pitch the ball? The guy's wide open. If you give it to him, he's going to probably go score. Instead, he does this weird thing where he's like, oh, I forgot to pitch it. I'm going to throw it across the field. It was the worst play of the season, and that was to tie the game. And of course, the Titans are blowing a 14-point lead. And I'm like, not surprised at all. If we blow this, at least we're, still first in the draft. But now we have 2 wins. We got to deal with the Giants. Did the Giants win? I don't know. One of the teams won that we were tied with, but now I think, no, it's Vegas and the Giants, I think. But the Vegas is terrible. I think the Giants will win another game with Jackson Dart playing. He's playing pretty good, but it's going to be interesting to see if we get I don't know if we're going to get the first pick or not, but we don't need a quarterback right now. Cam Ward, we're not giving up on him yet, so we'll probably trade back, hopefully, if we get a high pick, or maybe just pick a guy that we need. So as long as we're in the top 5, it'll still be fine, but it'd be nice to get the first pick, really nice. Jets and Dolphins. I picked the Jets. What can I say? I mean, Tua in cold weather, but he threw the ball like 4 times. So it's like he never could screw up. I mean, he hardly had a chance to screw up. They just ran A-Chain, that other guy, that new backup running back running all over everybody. The Jets were the Jets. They scored 10 points at home. They were atrocious. What more is there to say? I mean, between these two teams, they're so unpredictable. Like, they've been decent recently, and they've been pretty good recently, but they've also had terrible games. It's hard to say. Saints and Bucks. Bucks are really questionable right now. I mean, at 8.5, it was just way too high. They have so many injuries. Baker looks like he might be hurt. I love Baker, but he's playing a lot worse than he was at the beginning of the season. So, I don't know. The Saints was the other team. They had 2 wins. They won. So, that's good for the Titans, I guess. The Saints are not that bad right now. Like, Shuck is okay. Like, he's not good, but he's okay. Colts and Jags. Daniel Jones got hurt right away, so this was you just throw this one out. I know they haven't won. You guys were like, yeah, they haven't won since 2015 in Jacksonville, and it's that's actually insane. But when your quarterback gets hurt at the beginning, we never know. Would they have had a chance? Maybe not. It seems like they're sliding right now. They just signed a 44-year-old quarterback who hasn't played since 2020. Phillip Rivers. They said Phillip Rivers, and I'm like, oh, he retired a couple years ago. It's no, it was 2020. 5 years ago. He's 44. He's not Tom Brady. Only Tom Brady has made it that far and been good. Everyone else, when they hit 40, they suck. And he's 44, and he hasn't played in 5 years. That, desperate. They are in big trouble. So if you have Texans, win the division, you're feeling a lot better than you were a few weeks ago, like me. Jacksonville, they're actually playing pretty good, though. So I don't even know if they're going to be able to catch them. Because I think they have the Titans a couple times, which is, we're going to need Cam Ward to step up. Cincinnati Bengals. This one was almost tragic because the Bengals were up a lot of the game. Joe Burrow throws a terrible pick 6. Then he throws a really, the next play, unlucky, bounce off this dude, and they picked it off. So 2 picks in a row. So they go from up by 5. Wait, what were they up? So I think the Bills did they go for 2 to get the 30? No, they didn't. It was 32. 29. Is that right? I don't remember, but they scored like 2 times in a row, and it looks like they weren't going to cover. No, it was. Yeah, it was 25 to 28, I think. The Bengals were up. He threw those 2 picks, and then the Bengals backdoor covered to actually get it back. So that was almost a tragic loss. So luckily, they still did cover 5.5. Burrow looks pretty good overall, but that was almost really bad. The Bills needed that win more than the Bengals. They're officially out at 4-9. They're not going to make the playoffs. Maybe my worst pick. I don't know what to do with the Vikings. Their quarterbacks are awful, but Washington is just horrible. Stop playing Jane Do I need to... Washington, why was Jaden Daniels in this game? I had Jaden Daniels on a fantasy team. That is the most frustrating guy to have on a fantasy team. He is literally made of glass. You touch the dude, he's hurt. Why is he playing when you're before this game 3-9? You're 3-9, you're not going to win. You got to sit him out. I know it's like, yeah, you should play your guys. Like, but when you're 3-9 and your quarterback's made of glass and he's your franchise guy, you should probably just let him. I mean, he's already been hurt 3 times this year. Just let him. If he was fully healthy, sure, play him. But the dude's been hurt 19 times in 1.5 years. You got to let him get fully healthy before next year, before you can at least try to be decent. Because 3-10, I mean, just ridiculous. 0 points. I mean, he gets hurt, throwing an interception and getting pushed to the ground. Like, I don't know what to do. JJ McCarthy looks fine, but he's against the Commanders, so I don't know if that means anything. Seahawks are just amazing. Thank goodness I did not pick the Falcons. The Falcons are disgusting. They make me just want to just hurl every time if I think Atlanta Falcons, I get sick, like physically sick. The Atlanta Falcons are disgusting. They're disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I can't be more disgusted by a team 4-9 with this amount of talent. I know their quarterback's hurt. 9 points. I know Seattle's defense is great. You have Bijan Robinson. You have Algier. I know Drake London was out, but your wide receivers still aren't that bad. This team is just gross. They're gross. They're just gross. Seattle's awesome, though. Seattle's really good. Baltimore and Steelers. I guess I'm picking Baltimore. I don't know what's wrong with Lamar. I mean, he played a little better this week. And they probably should have won this game. I mean, what was up with that catch thing? Like, the guy caught it and took 2 steps and then lost the ball. 2 steps standing up. He never went down. I thought, like, when you go down, that's where you have to complete the catch. You take 2 steps standing up. That should be a touchdown, right? And then when you go to the ground and, like, lose it, then maybe that's one thing, but he didn't go to the ground. I don't know. That was super weird. Let me know your thoughts on that. It felt like the Ravens probably should have that touchdown. Probably would have won because the Steelers are probably not going to get a field goal. But you never know. Maybe they were. Boswell's a pretty great kicker. And they just pulled that one. They just pulled that one out, and Aaron Rodgers actually looked okay for being, 41 and injured. Broncos, Raiders. This is one everybody has been talking about. What is going on with this game? 24-7. I'm like, okay, this feels pretty good. Raiders score a touchdown. I'm like, oh, it's annoying, but it was 7.5, so we're good. Raiders then go down and kick a field goal with 5 seconds left. 7.5 point spread. Like normal spread, not alt spread, nothing like that. 7.5 was like the standard spread. They're down by 10. They kick. Now, people will do this if there's like 30 seconds left because then you kick the onside, you have a chance at a Hail Mary. 5 seconds is a little different. You're not going to have time for a Hail Mary. You're just kicking a field goal to kick a field goal. That's it. Little suspicious. And then I think the whole thing, there was like a penalty that like stopped the clock or something like that. I didn't actually watch the end of this because my stupid NFL red zone is so, when you do multi-view, all of a sudden it's all fuzzy and 480p and it looks terrible. So can we get that figured out, YouTube TV? Like, can I be able to watch my multi-view and actually be able to see what's going on? So I had to switch in, go in on the full screen game. So I didn't keep this game because it's 24-7. Well, apparently like the craziest thing of the year where Broncos get a penalty, stops the clock, Raiders decide to kick a field goal at the buzzer. Very suspicious. So we had the right pick. Very suspicious. I don't know about that. Bears Packers, this one also felt like it was maybe not the right pick, but not a bad pick because they were in this game. They give up the touchdown and go down by 7. And you're like, oh, okay. We're in the situation. They're never kicking a field goal. They're always got to score a touchdown to tie. It's just a bad situation. Of course, they don't end up scoring a touchdown. And we lose by 0.5 point. So it's kind of brutal. Packers look good. Bears, I mean, they played pretty well. In Lambeau, lose by 7. And honestly, it was a real game. I'm not out on the Bears yet. I think they played pretty well. Packers, of course, they took care of business. They look pretty good. Cardinals, Rams. Backdoor Brissett. Yeah, that Brissett. I know it's Brissett. Yeah, no. The Rams were not letting that happen. I was on the Rams, wasn't I? And then I switched to the Cardinals. I was like, yeah, Rams. No. Brissett's going to have a backdoor. No, they needed this one. They destroyed them. Okay, Texans, Chiefs. This was never in. I mean, it was actually, it was in doubt for a second until The Kansas City Chiefs decide we're just going to go for it. Why are we going to go for it on one side of the field? I don't know, because Texans were like terrible on offense, 4 straight 4-and-outs. They really had this game. Like, Chiefs punt the ball, Texans go 3-and-out, Chiefs get the ball back, they win. I don't know why in the world they went for that, and then they had to go for it again, and they lose that again. It was just bad, but it's good for the Texans if you have the Texans to win their division. Eagles, Chargers, another thing. It looks like the Eagles had this, 2.5. You score that touchdown in overtime, they're literally on the 15-yard line. I mean, Hurts is doing everything he can to make them lose. 5 turnovers. 2 turnovers on one play, interception, pick up the fumble after the guy fumbles, picks up the fumble, fumbles again. What are you doing, Jalen Hurts? What are you doing? Did you hit your head? Probably, because you're playing football. Not pretty. Should have had this game. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of games we could have had here. A lot of games we could have had. 5-9 could have been 9-8. Wait, does that work? 14 games? No. 9-5. No, it probably could have been like 8-6, something like that. And 41 points. 43. We were close on the point. Close on the points. Okay. Bad week. Unlucky week in a lot of ways, I think. But that's okay. Here we go. Let's check out this week. Bucks and Falcons, 2 disgusting teams. I don't feel good about the Bucks, but I'm never, ever, 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 ever picking the Falcons again. Ever. Ever. They disgust me. They will cover this because I hate them. I'm not picking them. Bears and Browns, 6.5. This is Browns on the road. I'm definitely going Bears. The Browns, look, they can play pretty good at home. They just lost to the Titans, though, at home. They're literally the worst team in the NFL. I'm not picking them. And Shadur has looked okay. Bears defense is pretty tough. A lot tougher than the Titans defense. The Bears are going to need a win this week because the Lions are on their tail. They need to catch up to the Packers. They just lost a big one to Lambeau to the Packers. I feel good about the Bears covering 6.5. Now, knowing the Bears, they'll win by 3, but I'm going to go with the Bears. This is an interesting one. Ravens, Bengals. I really kind of want to go with the Bengals at home. The Ravens need it. The Bengals don't, but it seems like Joe Burrow's probably going to play anyway because, I mean, the dude came back. He's not just going to not play now because, they're not technically eliminated, so I guess they're going to keep playing. It could go 8-9 and then hope something weird happens, but I doubt it. I mean, technically this division, the Steelers could only win one more game. Like, that would not shock me completely. So I guess technically they're not out of it, so I'm going to go the Bengals. The Baltimore Ravens have looked brutal. I feel like if you're going to have a big game, though, for Henry or Lamar, it's going to be this week. But I really just don't like how they're playing right now. All right, well, I need some water for 1 sec. We got a live recording. All right, Chargers, Chiefs. Why are the Chiefs favored by 5.5? They look awful recently. I know the Chargers also don't look that great. I mean, they did just beat the Eagles. I'm not taking Kansas City this year at 5.5. I know they're at home. But are they 3 points better than the Chargers this year? They're 6-7. They scored 10 points. I mean, Texans are good. But, I mean, Rashee Rice is dropping passes. Kelsey is like going, whoa, take the ball, intercept it. No, absolutely not. We got Omarion Hampton back over here. I say we. I'm not a Chargers fan. Omarion Hampton's back. Yeah, I'm not taking the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs will probably win because they absolutely have to. But, I mean, even then, they'll win by 2 or something stupid. Bills at the Pats. This is a big one because the Pats are 11-2. I mean, even with that schedule, there's no way I would have predicted 11-2. Like, that's insane. I mean, I did my predictions. I didn't predict 11-2. I think it was like 9-8 or something like that. Maybe 10-7. The Bills are pretty okay, but they have Josh Allen, but the rest of the team, I'm kind of like, eh. The Patriots are just really good. I love their coach. I wish my team had Mike Vrabel as the coach. That'd be great. I have tweets from when he got fired on my personal account. So, of why are we doing this? And yeah, I still think that because guess what? Now we have an interim coach because we fired the other coach because he was absolutely terrible. And now we have 2 wins. We're 2-11 or whatever. And yeah, that's what happens when you get Mike Vrabel, who took you to the AFC Championship for the first time in 20 years or whatever. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. Patriots at home getting points is kind of crazy though. Getting points. I mean, the Bills, they lose this, they lose the division. So it's a big game. Josh Allen's probably the best. He's got to be the best player. I mean, Drake May's awesome, but Josh Allen's still got to be the best player in the game. But the Patriots, now I worry a little bit about the Patriots, the run game. They're going to be able to salt the game away if they, are up. They haven't played a real team in a few weeks. And I'm picking Vrabel, getting points at home. I'm going with the Patriots, 12-3. 12-2, I mean. Let's see what they can do. I think the Bills could win the game, but I'm going to go with the Pats. They've been proving it all year that they're really good. Commanders, Giants, I mean, absolutely picking the Giants. This is an awesome game for the Titans because the Giants absolutely should win this game, get the 3 wins. The Titans will then be ahead of them, and then the Raiders are the only team we're tied with. If Dart, I think Dart is playing this week, so he should absolutely go off in fantasy if you have him in fantasy. It's weird, a weird fantasy week for me because 3 of my 5 playoff teams have a bye. So all these guys I don't like, they have good matchups. I'm like, crap, I'm just gonna waste it. But one of my 2 leagues that I'm actually in the playoffs this week, I have Jackson Dart. So that's a great matchup against the Commanders. And then let's go to the Eagles. I mean, there's not much more to say about those 2 teams. 14 points. You got to win by 14 to cover this. I mean, the Raiders are terrible, but they did just do the stupidest backdoor cover ever against the Broncos. So maybe they'll do that again. 13.5 is a ton when you got Mr. 5 interceptions over here at the Eagles. Man, I hate picking the Raiders, but I hate picking the Eagles. I mean, they were great at the beginning of the year, and they've fallen off big time for me. Man, I guess I'm gonna pick the Raiders. That feels awful, but I'm gonna pick the Raiders. Okay, Jets in Jacksonville. Jacksonville by 12.5, but it's the Jets who are just awful, who were just absolute awful. They lost by 24 at home against the Dolphins too. Oh my gosh. Jacksonville. We're talking about how nobody respects them and all this stuff. Jets are so, I mean, I'm really going to pick Jacksonville favored, but Trevor Lawrence will throw 3 interceptions. Yeah, I'll take the Raiders here, but I can't pick the Jets. I can't pick the Jets. I hate picking Jacksonville, but I'm going to do it. Texans 7.5 against the Cardinals. The Texans just don't score that much. So, like, they won by 10 this week, but it was only because the Chiefs decided to go for it a bunch. But their defense could just win this game and score, like, 2 pick sixes. But Brissett's been really good, though. He's really good in fantasy. Not good in terms of, like, winning NFL games. Like, they haven't won with him, I don't think. Maybe once. So, the Texans are definitely winning this game. It's at home. Are they going to win by 7.5? I could see the Cardinals keeping this close. But they really like to do all their scoring when they're down. They like to be like, oh, we're down by 21. It's time to score a touchdown, you know? But they could be down by 14 and time to score a touchdown. Texans defense, though, I mean, I don't know if they're ever going to let up. This is a really tough one. This is a really tough one. The Cardinals have been really bad. I think I'm going to have to pick the Texans because the Cardinals have been so bad. I mean, they just gave up 45 points. Brutal. Broncos, Packers. Wow, this is a really good game. And the Packers got to win because the Bears are right behind them. The Lions are only 1.5 back. Wow, in Denver, plus 1.5. Wow, plus 1. The 11-2 teams are plus at home. They're getting points at home. I still don't fully trust the Packers. They looked pretty good last week. Like, I think they're a great team, but I'm not sure they're like that level, like where it's like absolutely picking them no matter what, you know? But it's Bo Nix in a big game. It is at home. Bo Nix in a big game versus Jordan Love in a big game. Jordan Love, actually, I saw he has not thrown a ton of interceptions this year. So he's been playing pretty well. I think I'm going to go with the Packers here. The Broncos are good, but Bo Nix. I mean, Bo Nix or Jordan Love. I'm taking Jordan Love in that decision. And that's what I'm coming down to. Both coaches are pretty good. So I think are the Broncos, 3 or 4 points worse than the Packers? I'm not sure because that's what they're saying here at plus 1.5 at home. You usually get 1.5 or 2.5 points for that. That is a tough game. That's going to be a good one. Lions at the Rams. I'm definitely taking the Rams here. The Rams first of all, they're in first, but they need to win because they're tied with Seattle. Detroit, Gibbs is great. The rest of their team, I'm a little worried. Defense, obviously 30 points to the Cowboys is not good. Goff, former teams, it could be a revenge game. Stafford, former team, could be a revenge game. They got traded for each other to these 2 teams. It's kind of cool how that trade went down because both players have been way better and they're both still on the same team. Like, they didn't leave. Like, it both worked out. Like, that, you don't see that happen very often. The Goff and Stafford trade where Lions have been like resurgent, awesome. The Rams win a Super Bowl and still are really good even after trading a bunch of stuff that year. Honestly, such a great trade. Like, if the Lions can ever pull off like, a Super Bowl or like even like getting to the Super Bowl, that'll be a massive win for both teams, I think. I'm definitely taking the Rams though. I mean, if they only win by 3, sure, but the Rams need this win and I need them to win because I have them winning their division. And Seattle, of course, is the second best team in the entire NFC, and they are in their division. So they have to win not only their division, but the entire NFC to win that thing. Kind of annoying. Okay, Saints and Panthers. Saints killed the Panthers last time, didn't they? Wasn't it like 17-3 or something? Or 20-6 or 17-6? I don't remember what it was. And that was at Carolina. This time they're playing at the Saints. The difference is, I mean, the Panthers probably want to win this because they got embarrassed at home, and they're 7-6. They're tied for the division right now. So the stakes are way higher for the Panthers. The Saints don't really need to win. They need to be losing. They didn't need to win last week, but they beat the Bucks. Getting 2.5. 2.5 is not a lot, but you can still cover if you lose a couple ways, 1 and 2. So I'm tempted to pick the Saints. The Panthers looked awesome last time they played. Bryce Young went off against the Rams on the road in New Orleans. The problem is if I pick Shuck and I'm like, he throws 3 interceptions, I'm like, I pick Shuck. What am I doing? And then I can say, why'd I pick the Panthers? Like, they're 7-6, but they're like the worst 7-6 team of all time. Like, I still consider them like a 4-win team, even though they have 7 wins. We saw what happened last time. I'm going with the Saints. And I think they had Rattler last time, or maybe it was Shuck's first start. I'm going with the Saints. Nobody's picking them. When nobody picks them, you know something suspicious is going on. Let's go the Saints. 49ers are going to crush the Titans this week. We could backdoor cover. That's the only possibility. If you have McCaffrey in fantasy, he's going to go for 40 this week. He's going to score 3 touchdowns or something stupid. San Francisco, they absolutely need to win because their division, they're only one back of the Rams and the Seattle. It's such a crazy division. The 3 out of 4 teams are amazing. See, how many games? I guess everybody plays this week. Colts at Seattle, 10.5. I mean, if Phillip Rivers starts against this defense that is dominating, I mean, good luck. 44 years old. He's been throwing to his 19 kids. Good luck. Your 19 kids aren't simulating Seattle's defense, bro. Not going to be good. Seattle is great defense. Pretty good offense. Team is just, it's in Seattle. Sorry, Colts. You're done. Dallas, 6.5 against the Vikings. I hate McCarthy, but if he's ever going to have a good game, it's against Dallas's defense, right? Because Dallas's defense is actually okay against the run. It's not bad. So they're going to make you throw it. I don't love McCarthy, but I also don't like 6.5 for the Dallas Cowboys, a team that does not have an awesome way to stop people. And Dak, he's been good this year, but he has some moments where he's like, I'm gonna throw 3 interceptions today. I'm gonna throw a pick 6 or whatever. Like, he just has some bad ones. Am I gonna pick Minnesota 5-8? It's just won 31-0. I feel like that's like an overreact to pick the Vikings. Only won 31-0. It was Washington. Dallas is going to score points. Can the Vikings score points to keep up with them? If Dallas doesn't give it to them, I'll go with Dallas. They need a win. Seattle, or not Seattle, Miami and Pittsburgh. Miami's hot right now. In Pittsburgh. I was like, it's cold. He's going to suck. He didn't suck. Tua was good. I mean, well, he wasn't good. He was fine. The Steelers have been so hard. Jekyll and Hyde. Like, awesome, terrible. Awesome, terrible. At home. You never know with Rodgers. He's injured already. Like, you just hit him wrong. He's out. Especially in the cold. It feels like you get hurt easier. This might be like a 19-16, like, weird game like that. A-Chain's kind of banged up too, so that's going to be tough. The Steelers' run defense, they're going to have to stop Miami from running. If you can stop Miami from running and make Tua throw it in the cold, you're probably going to win this game. But winning by more than 3 scares me. I kind of like getting Miami only losing by 3, but I could see them just laying an egg, just absolutely like ending their season on a terrible, like, 3-point game, like, awful performance. But Pittsburgh Steelers just have not had an awesome defense this year. So this is actually a really tough one, but 3.5 for a team that I don't fully trust is scary. Everyone's picking the Steelers. They have to win to keep up with Baltimore right now. Makes me want to pick the Dolphins because everybody's picking them. Dolphins in the cold. I kind of want to stick with my thesis of Tua's going to do something really stupid. I don't like picking Tua. I just don't like picking Tua. I'm not going to do it. Okay, let's say like 38 points. It's going to be a low score. Let's go Steelers. I'll probably regret it when A-Chain runs for 200 yards, but that's what we got. Let's check out the groups. I'm sure you guys all did better than me this week. Let's see who's in first now. If you guys have not joined the Ruxin Sports group, click the link in the description and you guys can join that. I'm now in 5th because I went 5 and 9. Jay, did you have a better week this week? Let's see. MT Pack. We had a bunch of 90 pointers. Mozzie Toddy, Drew No, Zonder, Banana Hair at MT Packs on 90 points. I did not do the worst. ZZZ had 30 points. Timmy Wicks had 40, and then a bunch of us had 50. Congrats, Danny Nimes a dozen, Pogno, Gas X, Timmy Wicks, and myself for 50 points. And then Atlanta fan, you slightly better. And hopefully you didn't pick your team because your team is awful. Okay, so join that group. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe. I'm finally going to get some NBA content soon because the NFL is ending, and hopefully I will have a little bit more time because I have barely had time to do these. But thank you guys for watching this, and hopefully we'll have a great NFL week. Picks are about to return. We have 16 games. So that means we're going to have a good chance to, bring our record back. I'm 4 games under 500 now. Got to go at least 500 this year. So see you guys next time. Good luck on your picks. Peace.